Welcome back, Computer App students. This is Mr. Clem, and we are going to work on an Excel tool today called Big Data Sort. So I'm going to need you to go to Schoology, and as you scroll down to the Microsoft Excel Google Sheets main folder, click on that one for me. You're going to find a folder where I have set up a big chunk of data, and we're going to manipulate that data. So I'm going to go on Excel Basics Big Data Sort, and I'm going to look at career day as a data set. So I'm going to click on this file here to get me up and rolling. Now the key to this is I've got to start out, and once I've got it, I need to make a copy of it, right? In theory, I've got it set where all 100 computer app students can get into it. But if we've got all 100 students trying to work on the same file at the same time, it's going to be pretty tough to answer some questions and make a mess of this. So you're going to start out by going File, Make a Copy, and make your own copy. Put your student name in, student name, Big Data Sort. Now I've got my own individual copy of the data that I can go make a mess with, and I can change things and move things and do a bunch of stuff. And assuming that works, it'll be good to go. If I make a mess, if I delete things, if I add things, if I do things that I don't want, I can always just go back to the original file in Schoology, go File, make another copy of it, and I have access from there. So I'm on the one that says student name big data sort, and I'm going to make my screen a little bigger. This is the response. Now it's currently 2024, October, and we've got our career fair coming up here in a week and a half, early November. This is old data. This is data from several years ago. So as you look, you're going to notice some advisors that aren't here anymore. You're going to notice some students that in theory should have graduated. But I've got, as I scroll down, almost 600 rows of information, 571 entries, right? That's a lot of entries. In theory, Mr. Clem's going to be sick, and I need you to go organize this thing, right? You need to run career day on Friday, November 1st. Well, this is what all of our students said they wanted to go see. How are you going to organize that in some way, shape, or form? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go between our column A and our number 1. Click this little open gray box, and it's going to select everything. Right? It's going to select everything, every row, every column. Now I want to start to sort my data. Super important that you label things on the top of row 1 with things like first name, last name, advisor, year, and your choices, right? So in a minute, we're going to see why that's important. So I've got everything selected. I'm going to go to Data. I'm going to go Sort Range, and I'm going to go to Advanced Range Sorting Options. It's going to say you've got everything from cell A1 to Z1000 selected. Awesome. I'm going to put my check mark here in what says data has a header row, meaning row 1 are labels. Starting with row 2, that's information. So now I can start to sort, and sort by what? I can sort by year. In theory, it's going to put my seniors on top and my freshmen on the bottom. Well, if I want my biggest number on top, I'm going to go Z to A, right, end of the alphabet to the beginning. Or if I want to sort freshman first, sophomore second, I would go A to Z. Small to big, or A to Z, Z to A, or biggest to smallest. I'm going to go biggest to smallest. It should arrange things by seniors. So now, as I look, starting in row 2, I've got only my seniors first. I also got student name, advisor, and their choices that matched up. I get 100 and some odd rows down. I now got my bunch of juniors. Now I hit the undo button. Undo is hands down my best friend. And in theory, my original set of data is going to have kind of a hodgepodge of different ages and grades. I can go to data, I can go to sort, advanced sorting range, and I can say, I want to sort it by advisor. And I'm going to sort it by advisor A to Z. So it's going to put Ms. Berg towards the top, and it's going to put Mr. Yankee towards the bottom. The key is, if I go ahead and do this with all of my data selected, it moves everything around with it. If I just click on column C as in cat, now notice Abby Sturts is with Mr. Smith. She's a senior. Here are her 4 options. I go ahead and click column C only. Data, sort range. I moved all the stuff in column C as in cat, right? But Abby Sturts isn't part of the ALC advisory. She's still a senior. Because I only had column C collected or selected, this is the only thing that moved. Everything else stayed exactly where it was. That's not what I wanted. I want everything selected, and I want Abby Sturts and Mr. Smith and 12 and all of these 4 options to move in my spreadsheet as I sort by the advisor. Data, sort range, advanced range sorting, sort by advisor, last name A to Z. Here's Ms. Berg and all of her students. So if I wanted to make this easy, I could say, hey, Ms. Berg, here's the name of the students that you have and the ones that have filled this out. And she can go look at her list and go, oh, wait a minute, where's Max Clement? I don't see Max Clement. He didn't fill it out. She can then go ask him to fill out the Google form. Right? Or I can say, you know what, I want to sort it by choice 1, and I want to see how many people selected accounting as their top choice. Right? I want to organize. I only have so many seats in my classroom. How many people said they wanted to go see accountants? So I'm going to go ahead, select it all. Data, sort range, advanced sorting options. I want to sort it by career choice number 1. I've got a total of 9 people who said they really want to hear about accounts. That was their very top choice. Now, that doesn't do me any good over here in choice number 2, but I can go in here and say, all right, I got these, 8, 9, 10 people that want to hear about being an accountant. I can now go data sorted by second choice. Again, now I got these people who want to be an accountant. So if I'm trying to figure out how many people are going to show up to watch the accountants, I can use and sort by choice 1, choice 2, choice 3. Let's say I want to make some changes. Right? I don't like 9, 10, 11, 12. I can go ahead and hit Control F, and I can type in the number 9, and it's going to tell me I've got 151 cells that have the number 9 in there. I hit my 3-dot buttons over here, and I say I'd like to change 9 to freshman. I want every time I see the number 9 to be replaced by freshman, I say replace all. So are you sure you want to do that? Heck yeah, I do. Every time there was a 9, it's now replaced by a freshman. I can do the same, Control F, and say anytime I see a 10, change that to sophomore, replace them all, and all of my 10s became sophomores. So my control find and my control replace is one way to go ahead and find information in a big pile of data. I can also do this, hit Control F and say, I want to find the word accounting. Now I type the letter A, and it says there are 3,100 instances of the letter A around here in this whole table. A in name, A in name, A in advisor, A in year, A in Clara, A in social, A in accounting. They're all over the place. Well, I'm going to start typing AC. Whoops. Now I'm down to 322 instances of a combination of A and C. I go ACC, I'm down to 51. Now I'm pretty sure that these are all my accounting ones, but I can just finish out and spell accounting. And it's telling me right now my mouse is on the 7th of 51 times it finds the word accounting in this set of data. And I can just keep scrolling through and finding all the people that want to be accountants, or they want to hear about the career called accounting. So as I start looking to move things around and I start looking at planning, okay, who's going to be in what choice, I've got an option to look and start sorting this. Right. So from a review, I'm going to get rid of the data altogether. I went to computer apps. I went to Excel Basics, Big Data Sort. I opened the career day set of data. I'm going to go File, Make a Copy. Call it a certain thing. And I'm going to start to manipulate. Select all my columns and all my rows, data, sort range, advanced sorting range. Click my data as a header row, and now I can start choosing these options how I want to sort. Biggest to smallest, smallest to biggest, biggest to smallest. I can hit Control F. I can go find something. I see 26 instances of the combination of BER. I can click my 3 dots and change anytime I see BER with something else. Now that could be a little dangerous because maybe the BER is in something other than Berg and it may change. It may change Amber, BER, when I really wanted to type out Berg. So Control F, Berg, 18 instances of seeing the word Berg, replace it with Amanda Berg. Replace all of my Bergs became Amanda Berg. Okay. So Control Find, also replace, and then Big Data Sort. We started out playing with the Big Data Sort. Our second assignment, the one we're going to do, is we're going to open up this thing called Major League Baseball Stats. Here's a set of instructions that we're going to pull up, and we're going to work through this set of instructions that is going to ask us to sort this data in some way, shape, or form. So here are the questions we're going to work our way through under the instructions. I'm going to pull up the Major League Baseball stats. I'm going to file, make a copy, Clem's baseball stats. Similar idea, this one is just dealing with numbers. We can go ahead and freeze row 1. We can start doing some data like calculating batting average. Well, for those who don't know baseball, batting average is your hits, number of hits divided by your at-bats. So I can go ahead and insert a column to the right. And I can write a formula that says take my hits divided by my at-bats. It then sees the pattern and starts filling out numbers for me, and that's okay, except for I want to be consistent, so I can highlight my whole column and bring it to 3 decimal places. For those who know baseball, batting average is 250, 0.200, or whatever it happens to be. Right? So again, you've got to make a copy of the data. Once you've made a copy of the data, you can start working through the questions and manipulate this data. If you somehow screw it up, right, you make a mess of your data, it is not that big of a deal. Get rid of it. Notice the inserted column for average in the formula, that's not there. It's not on my starting data. I go ahead and just launch it again. File, make a copy. It'll probably make you make a copy because I have it as view only for you guys. But once I make a copy, now I can start to edit. So that is our big data sort and some of the skills we're going to need to work on that.